Hi everyone, welcome back. For the longest time, the idea of a PvE only Dark Zone has been thrown around. Myself having made numerous videos on this topic over the last 5 to 6 years, as this goes all the way back to the early days of the Division. There's no doubt this is a very divisive topic and idea, with many videos in favour of a PvE Dark Zone, including my own from some time ago, garnering both a ton of support, but on the flip side, a ton of downvotes as well. Now, for those of us who did want a PvE Dark Zone, and I'm going to count myself in there, and I'll explain that in a moment, I'm going to assume as well that the PvE Dark Zone audience is much greater now than it probably used to be because PvP audience is much smaller. There is actually a way to make this happen in the Division 2 right now, and it works for most people. Drop a like, subscribe to stay up to date with all my latest uploads, and let's check it out. The discovery of this workaround to have a PvE Dark Zone, a Dark Zone for yourself to do whatever you want, is all thanks to Calaxanas. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation there, I wasn't really sure how to say it. They tweeted at me to say that this was possible, and I've got their permission to watch their video and obviously do a reaction to it. So we're going to check out how you do it. Alright, so here we go.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Cal, and I'm coming in with a hot one. Another one, man. And today I'm going to teach y'all how to farm exotic components in an empty DC. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to log out. You're going to let the countdown go down. As you can see, it's 21 seconds. So the trick is that around 1 second, you're going to rogue up.
So around 1 second, you're going to rogue up. I think this is in the Invaded Dark Zone. I think this has to be done in the Invaded Dark Zone. Well, I could be wrong, but let's just carry on.
What this hat does is it rogues up and it kicks you out the it logs you out at the same time. Okay. You got to be real quick. Once you load in, press X, and basically load back in, and you should be in an empty DZ.
So you see how he rogued up right, literally as that 1 second hit, he rogued up.
By the way, notice that I was in an invaded DZ. So if you know the glitch work, you will spawn into a DZ and the DZ will end. That means that the glitch is happened. So you will basically be in an empty DZ. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where you can farm exotic components all day long. You don't have to worry about players killing you. You know what I'm saying? This can be done multiple locations. The other part of the trick is, as you can see, the minute I came back, I have a countdown from the old road I was doing. So basically now I can farm. Cool. What you're gonna do next is the minute you come off that road, you're gonna roll back up because it's gonna try to transfer you from non-invader back to an invader into a non-glitched out DZ where there's gonna be people. So basically, guys, if you like what you see,
so basically, so you once that rogue timer goes away, you're gonna have to rogue up again, otherwise it will try and transfer you.
Leave a like. I'm going for 100, 200 gold.
Cool,
I'm going for 100 gold. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get 100 likes on my first. On a community PvE video. I'm trying to do this for the PvE community so they can farm, not worry about DZ players.
That's cool, man.
And also, if you like the content you're seeing, please subscribe. It's your boy Cal.
Cool, man. So Cal actually does a lot of these types of videos where he finds bugs or workarounds within the game that can be used, like this one, for example, which, as I said, is really good for PvE players who are wanting an empty Dark Zone. This is really cool. I don't know. I already have dropped a like on this video, so anyway, there we go. And I would highly recommend you go and subscribe to his channel. But yeah, guys, so that's how you do it. Now, my understanding is that if you're on like PS4 and Xbox, kind of the older generations, then this doesn't work because the time in which it takes you to come back into the game, which you've logged out and logged back in, the time in which it takes you to log back in and stuff is so long that it kind of doesn't work. So I do believe that has to be done on either PS5, obviously Xbox Series X new generation, or a really fast PC, for example. That way, that timer, as you saw in this video, I'm not sure whether Cal's on Xbox, PS5, PC, I'm not totally sure, but that way the loading in time is very quick, and then you're able to utilize this. Now, I believe Cal has already informed Morton and Yannick of this bug, and I do anticipate that this bug will be fixed at some point. Which, yeah, is a bit annoying because this is a kind of bug for me that I would love to take advantage of. Because I would, as I said before, I like the idea of a PvE Dark Zone. I know it doesn't make sense. And I've always said that ultimately the Dark Zone, it makes sense that it's PvP. But seen as, Massive are not really paying that much attention to PvP in this game, then I like the idea of the PvE Dark Zone. It's a new environment. It's an environment I rarely spend any time in. I like the fact that you have to kind of obviously get out of there. I don't know what it is about the Dark Zone. I just love that place. I mean, obviously it's not as nearly as good in the Division 2 as it is in the Division 1. But I would love to be able to just go in there, farm exotic components. Obviously, we've got the new exotics, the raid exotics that are coming to the Dark Zone with Season 11. That's going to be the biggest reason for actually allowing this bug to stay as it is. Now, I believe the devs are aware of this. They haven't actually... I don't think I've seen anyone talk about it. None of the devs, anyway, say that this is going to be fixed. I don't think this is on the known issue board that I've been able to see, although I'm not sure if this is something that would go on there. So take advantage of this while you can, because you can get exotic components. I believe there's loads of other videos out there as well, guys, about how you can get like double exotics and double exotic components, all of this sort of stuff. But this is the kind of bug that I wish they never got rid of, and actually they just opened up the Dark Zone to the PvE audience only, so they could go in there and farm for obviously the new raid exotics that are going to be put in the Dark Zone. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen with Season 11. There are going to be these raid exotics that are going to be going into the Dark Zone. And I just know, at least for me personally, I don't think, as much as I want those exotics, I don't think I'm going to want to go into the Dark Zone in its current state to get those exotics. Because at the end of the day, if the PvP was decent in there and there wasn't so much broken stuff, then I probably would. But because I did in the Division 1. I spent a lot of time in the Dark Zone in Division 1. Especially in the early days, and then I moved on to more of the PvP game modes like Last Stand and Conflict and all that sort of stuff. And the majority of my time was actually spent in PvP in the Division 1, if you can believe that, because I don't play PvP in the Division 2. But if PvP in this game was alright, then I would go into the Dark Zone, no doubt about it. It's just not. So yeah, take advantage of this while you can, because I don't think it will be around for very long. I know other people have made videos on this, and it's probably got quite a lot of visibility at this point, which is why I think the devs will probably get this kind of patched up as soon as they possibly can, if there is a way to patch it, of course. I don't know if there is. But yeah, thanks again for Cal for allowing me to react to his video. Props to him for making this video, and as I said before, he does a lot of videos on this kind of stuff. Dark Zone XP glitch, best PvP settings for the Dark Zone. Also on his Twitter, he talks about a lot of stuff in the game, especially PvP stuff. And from my understanding, he's also moving. He mainly did PvP stuff, but he's going to be moving over to PvE stuff. So that'll be interesting to see what he can find in regards to PvE stuff that maybe we don't know about yet. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully, you did enjoy this one. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say. I mean, I wish the devs would just kind of open this up to PvE players. I know that's going to be a controversial thing to say, and if you'd have asked me that same question maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I'd have probably said no way. But just like having raid exotics going into the Dark Zone, I don't think it really matters what the small portion of the community says at this point. I think it's just about trying to appease the wider audience. And I think the wider audience, certainly for PvE, would be happier if Massive just made there an option to go in the Dark Zone that was PvE only, without having to, find bugs and glitches and whatever it is to actually make that happen. Until the next one, Epic out.